I'll probably watch. I want to see the Area 51 one. I'll probably watch the other one too. Just fuck it. I'll probably watch both. Why not? I'm gonna hit the dream stream, but this is Tommy G investigating the hidden secrets of Area 51. So don't be alarmed when the stream starts.
What I call mucho security.
That's not a good sound.
Isn't it weird to imagine that we could literally be 15 to 20 miles away from definitive proof that we're not alone?
What was this being wearing?
Military uniform just like mine, but it was very, very clean.
We're very close to going to prison right now, that's for sure.
More security.
More security right now.
Today, ladies and gents, we wrestle with some of the wildest questions and mysteries of our time, such as, are aliens real? Are UFOs cutting-edge technology from Earth or perhaps from another planet? Why is Area 51 one of the most secretive bases in the country? And what is it that our government is hiding from us? In order to uncover the truth, we assemble a powerhouse team. First up, James Fox. This man is arguably the world's premier expert on UFOs and alien encounters. He's dedicated the last 30 years of his life investigating these claims, digging deeper than perhaps any human alive today. Next, we speak to Jason Sands, an Area 51 insider and employee turned whistleblower who gives us his first-hand testimony of his experience. Then we got Avi Loeb, a Harvard professor, astrophysicist, and one of the brightest minds on the hunt for extraterrestrial technology. And finally, we speak to various people who claim to have had alien experiences themselves. In this episode, we infiltrate the legendary Area 51, both under the cover of darkness and in
Audio check. As we talking low, so like this is how I talk.
broad daylight.
And
you'll have to stay to the end of the episode to see what we did and what happened to us after we breached security and set off the alarms. Join us today as we tackle one of humanity's greatest questions. Are we truly alone here on Earth, or do we have visitors from other galaxies walking among us? The truth, folks, might be stranger than anything we ever imagined. Let's dive in.
Can't blame them.
We're in the Wild West right now, folks. It's breathtaking what we're driving through right now on our way to the Alien, which is a motel in the Area 51 network. What is Area 51? Is it a place that aliens were brought to and interrogated and questioned to figure out more and kept from the public? Or is it simply a place that's so remote and so out there that it's an excellent place to develop top-of-the-line military technology, run exercises, maybe they got a CIA black site somewhere out there? I mean, it would be a perfect place. You just blindfold a guy and take him 2 hours down the highway from Las Vegas. No one's finding you. Alien fresh jerky, man. How much better of a sponsor can you even get in a video? Going to Area 51 eating alien beef jerky, and damn, it's good. We're already actually through a couple bags. There's a lot of great excitement in my heart right now. We're meeting up with a world-renowned UFO, UAP expert, James Fox. About an hour and a half away. We'll enjoy this road trip, and we'll see you guys in a few.
You sound too quiet as in the volume, or are you talking about as I'm not talking more? Because I gotta watch the video too. So what are you talking about?
So we're halfway to the Alien, and already you can tell that there's an alien culture that just permeates around here. The gas stations have aliens in them. It's just so remote. I feel like this is just one of those bizarre places where everyone has some sort of story where they saw this thing in the air. Heck, I have one of those stories. I remember in high school, we were in the back hill in this retention pond. If I had my own phone, I got it on my phone. Like, there was something moving in the air, and I saw it. Like, I know what I saw. Who knows what the explanation is? Let's keep driving.
I wonder if he actually like even finds anything. Probably doesn't.
So we're pulling up into a town, the town of Rachel, Nevada, that has 19 people. We're gonna meet our alien expert friend James and just get the lay of the land here.
We arrived late in the night at the Alien, and they had a strict no filming policy. So we went nearby to the town's only gas station to meet our contact James Fox and make a game plan for the rest of the night.
We were about to tuck in and go to bed.
Yes.
And you said you have another idea.
Yes. There's no better time than the present. And we're out here, and we're not going to see anything if we don't try. Let's take our asses out to as close to the base as we can possibly get to without risk of being arrested and or shot.
Well, one thing I do know is if you get too close or whatever, they do pull up on you, like security or whatever. They won't pull like necessarily the military on you, but they do like right here, like they have security and shit like that that roams out there in vehicles and shit like that.
Use of deadly force is authorized, so
Kill on sight.
it's real. They're not around. If you were to hide super secret craft of non-human origin anywhere on Earth, when you come out here, you could see this would be the perfect place to do it.
Is it fair to say this is one of the most top secret places on Earth?
This is the most top secret place on Earth, yes.
that's
Right now,
a lie.
we're going to go out to probably the most famous mailbox in history. It was the infamous black mailbox, but it became so famous because when you get to the black mailbox, you'll see a dirt road. It's completely unmarked. There's no road signs. You turn off, and that's the point where you go in on the dirt road to the base for about 20 minutes, and then you get to a sign that basically, and you'll see security. Like if you go beyond that sign, all bets are off. So the black mailbox, I think, got so famous that it might have been stolen. I heard it might have been recently replaced. We're going to find out right now.
Is that our first destination?
That's
the
our
black
first
mailbox?
destination, yes.
Let's get hopping.
Let's go.
You ain't even gonna find anything though. They're not gonna show anything that they don't want you to see.
Trying to find an entrance to Area 51 can be very difficult. Your phone likely won't have service as you near it. Some say it's the government jamming your signal.
Just a black box? So this doesn't even exist.
Google Maps just said nah.
Others say it's
You know
just the
what you
remoteness
just
of the
said?
location.
Hell
The
nah.
easiest way to spot a route into Area 51 is the infamous black mailbox. It marks one of the roads that can lead you in. However, tonight, we suspected that the box had either been taken down or stolen because we simply could not find it.
Is it?
Tommy G, come in, over.
Gang, baby, we're ready to slide the block.
We're just gonna drive down this dirt road until we get arrested. Over. Just kidding.
Did we miss the mailbox, or is that still ahead?
I think we missed it. We'll see a dirt road connecting to this road in the next mile or so on the right-hand side. Over. Turn our lights out. They'd never know we were coming. Over. Isn't it weird to imagine that we could literally be 15 to 20 miles away from definitive proof that we're not alone?
I didn't know
15
what
to
video
20
camera
minutes
you're
away
using,
from
but it's just
information
so
that could
smooth.
change the entire
Shit,
world.
probably $1 million.
Yep.
What has motivated you to dedicate your entire
that shit
adult
crispy.
life to chasing down and researching these things?
Imagine if our government had definitive proof that we're not alone in the universe, whether you believe it or not. But if you felt that was
They
true,
do.
could you just walk away easily from that story? I feel that every man, woman, and child has a right to know, and I feel it's an incredibly important and significant piece of the puzzle, and it's difficult to walk away from.
I have to give huge credit today to my friend, Julian Dory. He is the key behind all of this happening, the connection to James Fox. He was the key behind the Trump assassination video, and he's the key behind the Scientology video that we have in the works as well. To show love to Julian, links in the description, blow him up, comment Big Dog's Gotta Eat, and thank you, Julian.
Guys, do you see that red light off in the distance, kind of at our
Oh, yeah,
1
I can't
o'clock?
advertise.
Yes.
So that's apparently got all sorts of sensors, including video. They're watching us come in right now. This is security. This is definitely security up there. No question. Over.
If you are considering trespassing on the Nevada Test and Training Range boundary, please consider the following consequences. You will be required to pay a $1,000 fine. You will have your car towed at your expense. You will have your car impounded at your expense. You will be brought to Hyco, Nevada to be processed. Once released, you will be responsible for transportation, blah, blah, blah. Now, my question is it telling us not to go beyond this point? Or can we go a little further until, I think we go a little further.
Oh, he's moving.
That guy's watching us. He's listening to us too, I'm sure of it.
You think they have
Sure
that
of it.
level of technology that they can...
Absolutely.
What
yes.
makes you sure of that?
Because I've heard about it. They can just point and they can listen. George Knapp's documented that.
Folks, we gotta pay homage to the legendary Las Vegas journalist George Knapp. In 1989, George broke the story on Area 51 and brought its existence to the public eye. His interview with Bob Lazar, who claimed to have worked on reverse engineering alien technology, invited a firestorm of speculation, forever linking Area 51 to extraterrestrial secrets. George's fearless reporting forced the government to acknowledge the base's existence, and it laid the groundwork for decades of UFO investigations. Without him, the legend of Area 51 might still be a secret.
James, you want to go say hi to the scary man?
I wonder how I was able to get so close.
You want to go say hi?
I mean, I want to see who that is.
This is the gate. This is the next layer.
Oh, he's coming down to us right now. Over.
They say that there are only 2 guarantees in life: death and taxes.
Yeah.
I think the third is we go beyond that sign, we go to jail and or get shot. What we know about this base is you can tell, like we just drove in down what, 30 miles of dirt road to get here. You just simply can't imagine just how remote this place is until you come out here and see it in person. It just doesn't, you know, it's hard to convey.
And the level of secrecy.
Yeah, it's just the remoteness and secrecy.
And when you finally do find the edge, you still barely see anything except for barbed wire tracking all through the grass, the signs, the gates. Are these guys special forces? Are they mercenaries? Who are the people patrolling the base?
Guns for
Usually
hire.
the people that are from special forces, they hire them up and they arm them and they tell them that, you know, this is the way we do business for the program, and off they go.
What kind of power are they authorized to use on someone that's going towards the base?
They're authorized lethal force.
This base got a lot of attention in the late 80s when that guy Bob
They really are authorized
came
lethal
forward
force.
through George Knapp. It was initially as a incognito, anonymously he came forward, and then ultimately because for fear of his life. He was saying that there were craft of non-human intelligence in the possession of the military, and they were being housed by Papoose Lake in a series of camouflaged hangars that were built into the side of the mountain. They have no wings, they have no tail, they have no visible means of propulsion, they make no sound, they don't have any air disturbance, very little noise. Some people will talk about a slight buzzing or humming sound within a certain proximity of them. They do things that are just defy physics as we understand it, right? You would want to keep that technology ultra secret because you'd want to weaponize it. Just a few miles down the road, the truth lies, right? The whole world wants to know what's going on out there.
Have we got anyone from this base that's active to speak anonymously?
Sorry, active?
But he worked at the base for some time.
He did, yeah.
In what capacity, do you know? In non-military lingo, how would you explain to a layman what your career consisted of?
It's like counterintelligence work where you're trying to prevent the enemy from finding out about what you're doing.
How long did you serve on that base?
I was there for 6 years.
Tell us about the morning of the encounter. What happened?
Well, we went up range. We had to look at a video of the UFO that came in and entered into the Nels test range from the previous week because they didn't know what it was, so they were just trying to get people to observe it and verify that, yeah, this is something that we didn't see.
That shit
because
looks
you're talking
crazy,
about,
though.
Anybody on my crew, we've
Imagine
been there
you see
for
that
years.
fucking
We'd
moose
seen
knuckle
all
flying in
kinds
the
of
air like
aircraft,
that.
and this didn't fit anything that we'd seen on the video.
Oh, no.
So this is what it recorded the UFO also.
Looks like one right outside house, going like straight up.
Alright, I just want to say, with all this technology we got 4K. Look at my camera right now, bro. You tell me they couldn't do a better video than this? This is what they got, bro? What? What is this? Of course it's unidentified, bro. What the fuck is that? Like, no one can see what the fuck that is. The people standing there couldn't tell what that was. Like, what? Like,
So a UFO
look at his
crash
camera.
lands
Like, you
on
couldn't
the
get a better
base,
one?
and
The
they wait until
government?
the
Like,
Monday
come on,
crew
bro.
comes in to look into it?
like,
Pretty much that's what it seems to have
that make
happened.
no sense.
This is a sign.
Oh, he just honked at us.
He just honked.
Always
He
when you
probably
need it,
thinks
bro.
this
Why
is
the
an
quality?
He have honked.
Dude, he fought. Yeah,
Because
I know.
he's hearing us? Well, hang on, I'm just asking.
Yeah, wait.
What did he say? What did you say?
Hang on.
Honk if you can hear us.
Okay, we're about to drive up this road. Are you going to arrest us if we do so? Honk, please. We're good.
This moment of Area 51 exploration is brought to you by Alien Jerky. If you're about to go to federal prison, first get this flavor in your mouth as well as
Not this
this
nipple.
flavor. And you know what? Why didn't we think of it? We're gonna bribe the guard with this too.
Oh, yeah. Well, we talked to this guy earlier today, and he's like, oh, yeah, when I worked there, he goes, they'll just blast you. I was like, they'll just blast you? And he's like, yeah, they'll just take you out. Like, we're authorized to kill.
You know what I think that means? Let's explore a little further.
They definitely have to say something. They can't just fucking...
All right, what I'm trying to do right now is I just want to see where the barbed wire is. Where is the barbed wire, guys? Man, you can't even tell. We're very close to going to prison right now, that's for sure. Guys, here comes more
Hey,
security.
more security.
More security right now.
Holy shit, the truck's coming up, look at that.
Yep.
Holy shit.
He's coming quickly, too.
Look how fucking windy it is, dude. It's cold, desolate,
fucking
and there
curious.
is
What they
government
doing down
forces
there?
assembling
What they
right
doing?
now.
I know. They're letting us know that they know that we are right here. The question is,
they're going together.
I mean, one thing we can say for sure is we will all be going to jail if we cross the line. The question is, where exactly is the line?
The only way to do it is to walk up the barbed wire from the gate.
I've already walked. Well, you want to drive down there and see it?
Sure.
All right.
So look,
Land Survey Monument.
That's just government bullshit to keep us off the land.
What happened next was
I fucked with that so bad, bro. This is government bullshit to keep them off the land. I fucked with that.
As we turned off our cameras to take a couple iPhone photos, we heard a noise, but not just any noise, one that had an eerie, metallic, and otherworldly sound. This is what followed immediately after.
I heard that. What the f*** are you hearing?
It sounded like metallic, something big, metallic, and somewhat loud. I thought someone was coming.
You heard it?
I heard it. You heard it?
You heard it? Are you sure that wasn't my car?
I didn't hear it.
Yes. It came from right over there. No question. Well, you know, I told you guys they had a 99% chance of seeing security, and we saw security.
We're gonna fold our cards for tonight in case they have any devices that can hear us.
Oh, they can hear us.
We just want to know the truth! Can you hear us? I have some beef jerky I can offer you! Bro. I repeat, I said beef jerky! I don't know if it's working. What we're dealing with right now is, like, there's so much disorientation and trickery that happens, like hearing certain noises. Like they said they heard this metallic thud. Was it the sign rattling, or was it a secret thing happening in the background? I mean, and that's how these stories get convoluted when it comes to the supernatural or the UFOs, or, you know, there's a lot of explanations for the same thing. So, like, in diving to the truth of these stories, you have to figure out how credible someone's testimony is, and it's been proven that eyewitness testimony actually isn't even that accurate. But when you have multiple eyewitnesses independently corroborating a story, that sure becomes more and more airtight.
I do like the coziest ride, right? That's some fuck shit, bro. That's some fuck shit. Rachel. That mini Mart you got shit in it.
So we're going to the Alamo Inn, about 40 miles away, and kind of the other side of Area 51. There's the Alien, the Alamo Inn, and kind of if you go in between them, that's where you can go on the road to the back way of Area 51. And we're going to talk to the motel owner and actually stay there the night. And this guy, his dad worked on the base. At both of these inns, everyone in the community seems to know someone that has had an experience or seen something or knows something. So this is a obvious and good place to go for this investigation. All right, folks, we're pulling up to the most famous mailbox in the world. Well, tell the people what we're looking at right now.
So this is the remnants of what was once the black mailbox. Because of the nature of secrecy of the space, there's no road signs, there's no indication of where the entry point is to Area 51. There was this black mailbox to a rancher who lives probably at that ranch out there. This mailbox became the beacon of, like, the entry point to go in to check out Area 51. And so everyone's just like, turn right at the mailbox or turn left at the mailbox. Like, that's the dirt road into Area 51. It became just super famous, the most famous mailbox on the planet.
Also, I want to draw our attention to, there's mountain ranges everywhere we can look, and these are also vantage points.
Yeah.
And Chuck Clark spent his life documenting these vantage points, and one by one, the government shut them down.
Yes.
So what do you mean you shut down
his place got raided. He was raided right here in Rachel, and George Knapp covered the story at the time.
The story goes with Chuck that he allegedly got his hands on footage of an alien encounter so good, so compelling, that Logan Paul drove to his house with $100,000 cash to try and buy the video, but Chuck refused. It goes without saying that research from guys like Chuck Clark are foundational and lay the groundwork that allow me to continue to explore the mystery of Area 51 further.
One of my favorite close encounters of the third kind in the United States took place in the desert of New Mexico in 1964 that involved an on-duty police officer by the name of Lonnie Zamora. And the Air Force files during the peak of Project Blue Book investigations have detailed diagrams and of the craft where it landed, the landing gear impressions, photographs of the landing gear impressions, the footprints from the alleged creatures. Very detailed report in Project Blue Book own files.
We're having a local pull up that his parents had an encounter with a non-human being right in this area in the 90s. So we're gonna get to hear the story from him and see what we make of it.
This is a story that my parents passed on to me. My dad was born and raised here in this valley, in Paranaga Valley. He worked out at the test site in Area 51 for a good portion of his life. You know, because he mainly worked on the test site side when they were doing the nuclear testing. He drove the trains and everything that went down inside the tunnels and that where they'd set the bombs off and that. And then when they shut that down, then he moved over to the Area 51 side.
So we're all traveling on the road. We see this guy starting to kind of hail us and starts jogging towards us, but he's walking running very funny. It looked like he was going to fall over and like he was around. I'm wondering what's wrong with him. And then as we get a bit closer, I'm starting to notice that he's got very pale skin, but it's got this blue undertone like he's hypothermic. We get to the point where he's at the corner of the front of the vehicle, and the guy in the passenger seat in the front screams he's got no ears. And I'm thinking, well, that's pretty rude. Why would he say that? And then I'm stepping out onto the roadway, and I look up, and indeed, he has no ears. And I'm thinking, good grief, this is really strange.
Both your parents had an encounter.
I just want to know what would y'all do with that type of shit, bro? Like that, some shit like that. I don't know. Me personally, bro, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if I want to make an enemy at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you got ears to me, bro. I see him. Like, what you mean? I see him right there. Boom, bow. I see him. I see him
on this road.
Yes, they were coming down this road, coming over Hancock Summit here, coming back into town. They'd been out hunting or camping for the weekend, something. They were out in the hills playing around, which they like to do an awful lot. Mom says they come over the hill here, and he says you can see somebody walking down the road for quite a ways. It caught her eye. She's like, wow, what's somebody doing walking out in the middle of nowhere like this? As they got closer to it, she could see that it was dressed in, the way she describes it, is Bedouin clothing. So it was the flowing scarves and head covered and everything. Couldn't see anything other than the cloth that was around it.
What was this being wearing?
He was wearing a military uniform just like mine, but it was very, very clean. Then I noticed his eyes, and that's when I really got scared because the eyes were like twice as big. That's when he starts talking to me in another language. I don't know what it is, but somehow I'm understanding every word he says, even though it's a language I've never heard before. So
was it an audible language or was this telepathic?
It was both. He was speaking audibly to me, but at the same time, I think I telepathically understood the words.
It's like when you have anime in the background and you have the subs on, but you're listening to it in its native language. And then you automatically like tune in and you think you put on dub or whatever, and you just like watching anime and they just start talking. You're not even thinking about it. You just start understanding what they're saying. You understand what's going on, and then you like become aware that you're listening to the Japanese version or whatever, and then you're like, oh shit, now you don't understand anymore. That's what literally happens. Like when I watch anime or whatever. I don't know if that happens to anybody else, but that happens to me quite often.
Got closer to it, it stepped away from the road and crouched down, along the borrow area there. When it did that, my dad continued to drive past it. She goes, hey, we ought to stop and see if they need help. And my dad just told her, no, you didn't see anything, and went on. And if you knew my dad, he's the last person in the world that's not going to stop and give somebody help, especially if they're out in the middle of nowhere like this and they're unfamiliar with the surroundings.
Like, if aliens are real or creatures from another planet are real, why do you think your dad never wanted to talk about it?
I think that's what the oath he took, when he went to work out there, is that he couldn't talk about that stuff.
And as he's walking away, I look back at my friends in the car, and they all look like they're zombies. This guy is not from this planet, is what I thought when I saw his features on his face.
You gave testimony behind closed doors. Did you do that in a skiff, or where did you do it?
I did it in a skiff.
Okay, and so were there members of Congress or chiefs of staff, like who?
It was all the committee members, from the Armed Forces Committee.
What was the look on their faces when you started describing this alleged encounter with an alien?
Shock.
A lot of people that have had a sighting, an experience, are pretty quiet about it. They keep it tight to their chest. Why do you think that is?
I think that they're afraid of being judged, you know, because there's a lot of people you say, oh yeah, I had an encounter, you know, they're going to go, ooh, crazy, you know, there's something wrong with this person.
What was the moment in your career where you said, I think we might not be alone?
October 19th, 2017, the first interstellar object was spotted by a telescope in Hawaii called Pan-STARRS. It was given the name Oumuamua, which means a scout in the Hawaiian language. This was the first object identified as coming close to Earth from outside the solar system. It was roughly the size of a football field, flat object, pancake-shaped.
Damn.
We're gearing up to hit Area 51 from another angle, and it went from being a beautiful, clear sky day that we were getting shots to we're stuck in a cloud. And I think it just goes to show the desert is a place that is magic tricks. Mother Nature plays magic tricks with the desert. No wonder people see bizarre shit. Like, just things get obscured in the desert, whether it's the mirage or the weather change.
Shit, Bigfoot out there somewhere.
That government vehicles there, a lot of those same vehicles. You see that?
Is there another exit of the base that they're coming from that we don't know about?
I've never been down this one. I've only been down that one. I've heard about this one. I don't know.
So there's a parade of, those have to be government vehicles that are coming by.
At around 5:30 p.m., at least 5 days a week, possibly 7, you'll see these white buses with no markings, with blacked out windows.
That's kind of Scientology-esque. That's what we just encountered recently.
Barreling out of this place, down this long dirt road, headed east. And then they get to 375, and then they head south, probably going to Vegas.
I'm no expert in the driving habits of feds, but it seemed to me we were witnessing a convoy of Fed vehicles leaving Area 51. And for some reason, seeing all of those feds grouped together, it just felt spooky to me.
It is spooky when you all get together.
Yep, there's at least 2. Looks like we got 2. One disappearing into the clouds. Can you describe some of the technology at the base? Like, how much more advanced is it than the public perception of what our technology is?
I don't want to get into specifics, but it's hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years ahead of what we think is happening?
Yes.
So I think part of the question is this just high-level military technology that they don't want other people to get their hands on? Or did they get some of this technology, the way things move, the way they turn, stop, that seem to defy our typical engineering and physics? Did they get that from alien crafts? When an alien craft crashes, they have the best engineers.
Look, my small theory with this is that they take the technology they do find or that ends up here on Earth with alien technology. They take it and implement it into our technology, or that's how they make the new technology and stuff like that. Like, that's how they implement it into this new, or into newer technologies. And like that's just theory, bro. Like that's just high theory too, bro. That is no facts, no nothing. I don't know. That's just my theory, my take on what they do with the technology when they find it, why they have this area. Because like if you think about it, bro, like, look how open the land is. It's a perfect spot. It's like you would see anything that lands here, bro. Anything, and people don't. That shit's crazy. But it's supposed to set up to be a certain way and a certain look. But what they do is take the technology and turn it into our modern day, like, I wouldn't say appliances, but our modern day technologies that we have. But like you said, if they're 100 years in advance or whatever, or something like that, then it's even further, might be proving the point, even if there is one.
In the country, examine it, and try to re-engineer it. Is that what's happening at Area 51?
Re-engineer it.
Or is this shit just so advanced and they just haven't released it to the public? Our conception of what is possible is 60 years in the past, 50 years in the past, and they just haven't shown us the good shit because, well, it's a tactical advantage in war. It's all possible.
Exploring different entry point. Boy, you ain't getting through that one.
I had not gone to this entry point yet.
Okay.
So this is new for me. All right, you guys want to follow me?
It was just this.
This is what I call mucho security.
That's definitely the military checkpoint.
Oh. God damn it. Unauthorized personnel. Look. Now it's going. Not permitted beyond this point. So we almost did get captured.
You just literally.
Dude.
That's not a good sound.
Oh,
Can we get the
shit.
fuck out of here? Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's push, like, are we being pussies for leaving after that?
No, they were trying to trap us. They were.
Oh shit.
Who's this guy fucking going backwards? Methy over here is going backwards trying to get us. Is he a... What the fuck is this guy doing? Is this guy on meth? What the fuck? This guy's going pretty fast backwards. We're going 45 miles an hour and he's beating us right now. What the hell is this guy doing?
What is this guy doing? 20 miles an hour backwards.
You just trespassed on federal property.
You know the gate where they close, you can go into a gate and then they close a barrier behind you?
That's an entrapment, yes.
What happens if you get stuck in that?
That's a way for them to keep your vehicle and yourselves from going any further. And they will draw their weapons on you and they will tell you, okay, you're coming with us. They'll take all your equipment, they'll dismantle your car, look at all of your cameras, look at all your film, they will confiscate everything. And you'll be lucky if you get your car back in a crate later on, let alone whether you'll be serving jail time in one of their facilities right there on the site.
On the site,
shit, that
yo,
was crazy.
on the site would be crazy because they have a whole different set of rules for that shit. You could be there for a long time, bro. Like that's some scary shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. If you ever get captured on site for some shit like that, and they try to keep you on site, dog. You don't want that shit, bro. That shit's bad, bro. What the fuck? This is the thing they did fucked us to daddle, bro. If they didn't, they might have been close.
So you think we would have been trapped if we didn't if Keegan didn't remind me to back up?
Hell yeah, they would have locked you in there. 100%. 100%. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, you can see that Jeep from a mile away. Should look cool.
Oh, he's a big fan, so.
Oh, look at that view. But you still can't see the base even if it does clear?
No, I mean, yeah. Well, you can see just above it. So if there's any activity, you can see it from here, but you just can't like see the actual base. You see just above it.
So folks, we took a deep dive into some of the claims, some of the people that have worked there, people that have experienced things. And I have to say some of this is quite compelling. When you hear Congress people talking about this, you know something is serious. And let me know what you guys think. You guys believers? Are you guys skeptics? Are you guys open to the possibility that this is real? It's been a pleasure taking this deep dive with you. I appreciate you, James. Go out there, watch this video. You can stream it, you can rent it. If you want to take this much, much further, this was a couple-day investigation. He's dedicated 30 years of his life to looking into this and made multiple documentaries on the subject. One of the world's renowned experts in the field. So if you want to take a deeper dive into that, his links into his documentaries are in the description. Rent them, stream them, check them out, and explore for yourself, and you determine what you think is true. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Alright, so that is Tommy G doing Area 51. They were doing a little investigation. So I did pull up a little bit just for a research purpose. We got George Knapp, him right here. We don't start tagging in a little, I wouldn't say research on every video, but just, you know, like a little bit of something. We don't look into it just a little bit. I got George Knapp here. We got that mailbox buddy was going on about right here. This is like the most notorious mailbox in the world, okay, type shit. I didn't even know that until just now, so, or today. So this is what is the black mailbox. It's just small stuff. I'm just taking a look. But these are just some interesting points he like brought up during that shit. So black mailbox, and this guy. So this is the guy that dropped the low on Area 51. He's the one that dropped all the info. He was like, yeah, like, dude, these niggas up to something, man. I don't know what, but y'all need to come take a look, man. They got some niggas in there, gray and shit, no ears, like, come on, big ass eyes, like, come on, man. Come check this shit out, bro. That's what George Knapp did. Go check him out. Gotta watch hopefully a non-dry docu-series on that boy. Let's see what he do. So that was one. So he's very professional. So that's pretty good. It's almost like a docu-series kind of.